come with me on a little baby artist retreat to Montauk in the middle of February. So first thing I did was get in the car and drive out there. It was like 3 hours. It's pretty far from New York City. But I got there at this beautiful Airbnb that overlooked the ocean, and I went to Camp Hero to start, which is this really interesting decommissioned military base that is sort of the seat of a lot of conspiracy theories. But I found these beautiful deer, and I was listening a lot to Okelu's new album, and so I opened the windows to play it for them, and it was just a really magical moment anytime I encounter deer. But yeah, Camp Hero is a really interesting place. It's an abandoned military base, and a lot of the events that happened there supposedly inspired Stranger Things. So the story goes, it's a conspiracy involving mind control, time travel, hallucinogenic drug experiments, but it also is known for having this giant decommissioned radio tower, which I may or may not have gone through a hole in the fence to get a closer look at. Don't do what I do, kids. After my sweet little hike at Camp Hero, I went down to Ditch Plains Beach, and I had such a lovely time. Like, there were so many rocks on this beach. It was very rocky, I think, just from like the glacial formations of Long Island, whatever. I tried some rock stacking because I see people do it on social media all the time, but like, I kind of suck at it, as you can see. But this is one of my happiest moments of the entire trip. I found a sea star in February. It was making like a little snow angel, definitely dead, but a good omen nonetheless. And I had my lavalier mic with me so that I could take some sound samples of the waves and the rocks and all that kind of stuff. And it was so much fun. And then it snowed overnight. It got about 2 inches, so it was so beautiful. So I decided to go across the street to the beach, and it was just so amazing. Like, I followed a whole bunch of deer tracks down to the water. There were no human footprints. It was just deer, and I felt like I was like charting unknown lands. It's so amazing to be on the beach in the winter. And then it started to get really stormy. You can actually see the crest of the wave in the dark out there, and it was kind of a little bit unsettling, but I decided to try and get some work done. And frankly, I would say that it was kind of really difficult for me to get into the creative work because I kept sort of running into a lot of technological blocks and also mental blocks. And at the end of the day, I kind of was like, I think that this trip is much more about me hitting my creative reset button than creating some kind of output of work. And I think that that's probably the most important lesson that I learned. So then I got up the next day, and it was a short trip, so I just headed back home. All of these shots I set up after stopping on the side of the road, by the way. No unsafe driving happened, but thanks for joining me on my little vlog.